Hello and welcome back. Today we're in my zone 3 of my February refresh, declutter, tidy up and a bit of a sort out. My zone 3, because I clean my house in zones, and we've had the first 2 already, and if you've missed them I've put them up here. But this is the way I clean my house, and it makes everything very easy. And so it's also a really good way to not get overwhelmed with decluttering. And like any zone cleaning, it doesn't mean you have to do a full deep clean in each zone every month. But it just means that little by little, you know that, every few months you're getting back to zero. So let's get on with my zone 3 and see what I can sort out. Now, for those of you who are new, this is my bedroom. For those of you who aren't, you've all been here before. It's not a big space, but it's just, I think it's perfect. And I have, in terms of storage, I simply have 2 bedside tables. That one is empty, and this one, there's very little in here. I have my wardrobes, and up the top, that's all my storage for things like suitcases in here, because it's actually a shorter depth. Part of the plumbing comes down through there for the apartment above. So that's sort of a diminished area. So that's perfect for suitcases. This is where I store winter clothes, right up the top there. And then I have these wardrobes. And over here I have 2 chests of drawers. Very simple, a chair. These are basically tidy, I know, because I go through them frequently. And I have a basket full of shoes. Okay, that's enough. So in terms of, now I have actually been through these because, in terms of decluttering, I just have some long hanging here, shoes down here. Look, nothing's going to go until I find out what I'm using again. And then I just have normal hanging here, more shoes down there, a pile of jeans. This is my swimming bag, and our pools are now reopening so I can get back to swimming. I have bags at the back, some jewellery and things there. And down through here I tend to have sort of things like belts and scarves, winter scarves and summer scarves down here. All things that, technically, bathers and things in the bottom. And while I technically could get rid of some things, I don't have a lot, so I don't really see the need to. And I've no idea what I'm going to use again now that we are out. That all the restrictions are sort of basically off, and we can start having a social life again. This is the only bedside table I use. I'm really happy with empty space. I don't know about you, but I do not see the need to fill things up. I'll just pull those things out and see exactly what I've got on there. Now, this is all I've got in my bedside table. It's not a lot, is it? That's the cord for charging my phone, not my phone, my watch. It clicks onto the back of my watch. I have a torch. There's something about knowing you've got a torch beside you in the night. So that's a nice little one. Hand cream, of course. More hand cream. One to use up, one to use, depending on how I feel. This is great. This is it's liquid magnesium, and if you get a cramp, a foot cramp or something like that, it's really good. Carmex, of course. Lip balms galore. What's this one? Not much in there. That one can probably go out. That was one of those deep sleep things. This is a deep sleep. This is a sleep oil. I'll hang on to that. There's a little bit in there. It's a roller. These are the Easy Air. I have a couple of those and a couple of Peace. There we go. They're quite nice things to put on your pillow, or these are just a roller. So if you need something to help you sleep, and of course, who sleeps, hey? So they can go back in there. I'm going to wipe this out because that's a little bit of coconut oil for rubbing around my cuticles before I go to bed. And this is one of those zinc-based creams that are really good for dry skin. So that's there as well. Then on this side, a bit of Voltaren gel. That's for that sore foot I've got. Linen spray. You've seen me use those. Mattress spray, best thing ever. When remaking your bed, there's this was for children. It smells of lavender. It's absolutely beautiful. So that one's nearly used up. And here's a backup mattress spray. So then in here I've got some frankincense, which helps me sleep, and some lavender. So there's not much there that needs to go at all, but I will clean the basket. Just wipe it out so it's all free. Okay, I just put the linen spray back in there and the mattress spray and the one I haven't used at the back. I may as well keep those little baskets. They're easy for putting my eye masks in there, which, to be fair, I probably never use, but the minute I throw them away, I'll wish I hadn't. And they're not taking up a lot of space, are they? And my phone charger, and I'm just going to use this. This is the linen, it's called bedtime lint mist, but it's just lovely to spray on. It's not bed change week here. That's next week. That'll get done, well, Sunday. And I'm just wanting to use that up, so I'll put it right at the front to make sure I use it before bed. Now, over here, I've got to go through these shoes, haven't I? And there we are. These are the ones that I have out to just grab and go. Obviously, my slippers. My slippers need a really good wash, so they are going out. I'm going to put them in the laundry and give them a good scrub. Then I've just got casual shoes, grab and go shoes. They can just go back in nice and tidily. And there we go, the overgrown child with all the sneakers. Now over here I've just got underwear in here. What's in here? Things that I actually use through winter, socks, those sorts of things. Tights. I probably could go through these, but once again I'll wait and see what happens come winter. We're just about to do a changeover. I've got t-shirts and things in here. I just fold them, have for years. And this is actually the one at the bottom is just sort of, I don't know, it could be called PJs, it could be called anything. It's actually able to be emptied, I think, fairly soon. But the one I want to go through is this one, which is all my jumpers and things. I'm about to start doing these, sorting out these jumpers. Sweaters, jumpers, there we are, I'll do a translation. English, Australian, New Zealander compared with the US. But I've got the cedar sticks here, and one of you suggested that I sand them at least once a year in order to get the oils back up to the surface, or to strip away a layer so that the next layer of oils can be released. So I'm going to do that. Just got some sandpaper here, and I'll just do that lightly. I don't want to strip them right down, obviously, but I think that sounded like a really good idea. So I'm just going to rub each side on this quite a fine-grained sandpaper. Right, what was it? 320. So that's very fine-grained. I'm not going to make any jagged edges or anything on these, but I'm just going to give them enough to buff them up so that they will release their oils, keep the moths and other things away. Now here we are, ready to go back. I've just sorted through everything. There's nothing that's overtly needs to be looked after, but before winter comes, so before I start to use them again, I'll wash everything and refresh it and debobble it and do all of those things. So these were the things I lived in over the last couple of years of the virus, when we all just lived in tights and a nice warm top of some kind, chunky sweater, and then I have a pile of lightweight, they're all sort of under, medium, no, not medium. These are the ones that you wear before you put on a jacket or something else, and then that's a nice sort of layering. Here are a couple that aren't wool, but they're just really nice to wear. Another woolen turtleneck, and no, not turtleneck, a v-neck one. Nice little cashmere jumper that's just lovely for summer evenings. This is the lining for a leather jacket. It's like the lining and a hood for inside a leather jacket, if wear it to out to sports games or anything like this. And this one is just a very nice little medium weight, a cool autumn day. Okay, that's them sorted. I'm going to put them all away. And these are the cedar sticks, which I've just refreshed. They look like fun to play with actually, but I won't. And I'll tuck those back in to make sure that the woolen ones are protected from moths or anything like that might come along. Don't have any issues really, but never say never, hey? Well, that's a little bit more functional. Plus I know it's all been checked. And as you can see, I've just tucked the cedar sticks into the piles as I went. So there we are. My bedroom is done. It's fresh, it's tidy. I mean, it's had its normal clean, and I don't have to think about it for a little while until I switch over into the autumn-winter clothes. But shall we just come in here? Yes, I know. This is a mess. I've been I've been moving books to my son's house now that he has a little boy of his own. I sold this vacuum cleaner. Yeah, the man who bought it it's all spotless, it's beautiful, it goes really well. The man who bought it put the money in my bank account and never came to collect it. He made umpteen arrangements to come and get it, and then he just never did. So that's got to be sold. The little lamp I like, but I want a different lampshade on it. This is my light, if I need extra light, and which is of course in winter I do, and even over here at the moment I seem to. Then we get into things, practical things. My exercise ball, which I often sit on and I should use a lot more. My Christmas tree, my heavy winter quilt, which I put in one of these sucky-uppy vacuumy bag things that has gone all full again. A little bag, a little box I've been filling with things to sell, and an empty one of those storage bags, another one of those storage bags because I've been pulling things out. This has to be repaired. This, I know this is pathetic. This is my younger son who's just had, he and his wife have just had a baby boy. This was his blanket. Yeah, I know, but I have to put, and it's pink and blue, so I have to put some new satin binding around it because he wore it out. He was one of these kids, well, when he was little, and he used to do that to put himself to sleep. But having said that, under here are some blankets that, woolen blankets that I need to wash because they're just lovely during winter and they're not going anywhere. Then I have, now this is a jumper that I knitted over the long lockdown. A couple of things in there, they're clean, they're fresh, they've got cedar sticks. That's one that used to belong to one of my sons. That's ready to go. That's the blanket I knitted for my second grandchild. That's ready to go off to Zambia. And you say, well, Africa, they're not going to need a blanket. Well, yeah, it gets cold in Zambia. It's up on a plateau and they're at about 4,000 feet. A nice linen throw that I don't use as a throw, but I have another purpose for it, and I'll tell you that in a minute. A box with some other things in them, some of which can go, one of which can't. Some more cushions. Can I just say this? Cushions, another throw, another throw. Do you think I was a bit... Well, I had lots of... Throws are odd things to get rid of, and I had lots of sofas and things in the big house. Then some other things I put out to get rid of, and some old hardware, the hardware from Apple. Did I mention the Christmas tree? Yes, I said the Christmas tree, obviously. The computer I'm not using at the moment, which is, by the way, if you're listening, to the lady who wants to have a copy of the horses. Somewhere on that is my copy of the horses and the ponies, and I can print up a canvas. I think that's the way that I'll do it. I was talking to a girlfriend who sells a lot of art online, and she said that's what you do. She said she sells it as canvases, and she said they're super easy. Just get it printed, off you go. Ask them what size they want, price it accordingly, get it printed, put it in a roll and send it away. Anyway, that's for another day. These are things that I should have got rid of before that I haven't. I'm going to have a box for paper. And I know this is just a schmozzle at the moment, isn't it? I know. Okay, I'm going to make myself a coffee because I'm pretty desperate for a coffee, and I'm going to get into this. I have my coffee and a deep breath, and I just keep looking. Everywhere I look, I can see something needs to be done. I will start sorting things into like with like, always the first step. Up here you can see these have been where the children's books lived. Now, not all of them are going to move by any means, but an awful lot of them already have, and there will be others that will go to the newest little grandperson, and he's a little honey bun. And he already likes his stories. He's two months old, and he sits and he watches the pictures and he just loves it. So we'll have to say he's already, I mean, some children in life just get the best starts, don't they? And he is one of them. And his parents realise that these things are so important. So I will keep the Christmas ones. He already has his own copy of Peter Rabbit. And these are ones that are, you know, these are the classic family ones, and also some of mine from when I was a child. Okay, I just had a little break because I had to go outside and sit on my balcony for a minute because it's raining, and it hasn't rained for so long, and the air smells all fresh and clean. What's it called? Petrichor? What's the smell of the rain? Has a special name, and I think it's petrichor. Somebody will know. Somebody give a whistle out in the comments. And then one way that I have found to make it easier to get rid of books is that we have now got a little an apartment block library. It's just some shelves that were already there and were used for, you know, decor. And so we put books on them as well. And, you know, it's just take one if you feel like it. Leave a magazine. Take or leave. No rules apply. If they stay there for way too long and they're cluttering the place up, then I'll just do a quick sort and move them out. They're not all mine by any means. They've come from all over. I can see myself getting down to getting rid of this top piece. And getting just down to the second one and these, which are all pretty well roughly organised. That's just camera gear, more camera gear, some books that I can probably sort through, things like batteries. I have a stationery drawer. Yes, I know, don't worry, I have more pens here. This is, you know, this is one of my issues. We are dealing with it. Art gear, that all goes together, currently over here. That one goes there. These are actually little stamps, and these are just little decor items that I've had them out for another reason. Empty and in progress notebooks. Okay, so I can see myself getting down to the point, I know a couple of these are empty, or close to. There we go, there's an empty one. Any of the drawers empty? I don't think so. Oh yeah, there's an empty drawer. How about that? A nearly empty drawer. Now, I really like this little plant stand. But where do I put it? And as I said, somebody bought this and just chose not to come and get it. What do you do then? I feel bad about re-advertising it, but quite frankly, if he's silly enough to do that, it's not my problem, is it? Made myself available for pickup, offered to drop it off, nothing, nada. I just don't need it, don't want it, and it's in perfectly good condition, and I'm just going to repost it. The little lamp I will put up because that I do like that and I want to keep it, but I do want a different lampshade on it. What else? Okay, I'll get back into it. I hope to be able to minimize these two, this box and these two. I think I can get into one because some of that can go. I'm not going into these cupboards today or into this one. I know it's in there. They're not untidy. They're fine. That's wool and knitting things. This is stationery things to do with the printer and other, you know, photographs things, and some toys in case little children visit, and sometimes little children do visit. This has got all my tools in it. I know. And up there, with one of them actually bumping open at the moment, that's where I have things like fabric that I want to use. I know, and I have got rid of so much over the years. But there's space up there because that's where these boxes came from. And I have cushion inserts, you know, the expensive ones, the down ones. What do I, oh yes, I'm going to make covers for them, you know. It hasn't happened. So that's something to put on my, if I don't get it done in 6 months, then they're going sort of list, because I do have the space for them, and that's not the problem. The problem is I don't want the stuff. That's actually the issue, isn't it? I don't care how many empty cupboards I have. I would love it if I had empty cupboards galore. No need for any of the other stuff. That would be just blissy, really. I'm getting there, but it's a slow process, this downsizing business. Here's something I'm not getting rid of. Does anybody remember making these? They were called scrappy quilts, and you did one side just as you know, flat, and the other side you did with the rough edges out, the raw edges out. I mean, it's lined in mountain mist. It's made of beautiful thick flannel, and I made it for my younger son the year he was studying for his final school exams. But it doesn't have good memories for him, because that's when he slipped and he fell down the stairs. He got up from studying and he fell down the stairs and suffered a severe brain injury. And it doesn't have good memories for him. And I understand that. And he's never actually come out and said that. But I just sort of took it back, really, because, you know, I didn't want to lose it. I love it, actually. It's just so silly and joyful and raggy, and I think they were called raggy quilts or something. I don't know. It was my quilt making phase. You know, I did that phase, didn't I? And I just loved all these crazy colours, and it was such a good kids sort of thing. So maybe one of the grandkids one day will have it on their bed and like it. If they do, that's wonderful. If not, when I'm gone, they can gift it. But until then, I'm not letting it go. crazy colours and all. And on with more of the kept for sentimental reasons and will now be used. My daughter-in-law is delighted that I kept a pair of the last little pair of Oshkosh, because vintage Oshkosh is apparently worth its weight in gold, as is vintage denim, vintage Levi denim. She's already got a tag that for Teddy, who is 2 months old, and yeah, it'll be a while, but not that long. He's a big boy, so that's something I can keep as well, but at least I know where that's going. Well, this is how I'm doing. I have 2 empty bags and an empty box. I have things that need to be washed, some woolen blankets and that linen throw that I actually want to cover a long pillow with to go on my bed, I think. I have a box of things to sell. I have this blanket to repair, some things to give away, some to sell in this little box. The mirror that I took down from the hall the other day, and a painting I'm not sure if I want anymore. And I still have things to go through in a minute. But look, space, floor, I know, it's amazing. I popped the boxes up here, managed to bring them down to 1, which is great, and cleared everything away. Now these are empty, and I have meant to do something about this desk for ages. In fact, I bought a piece of wood to do it with, and then changed my mind and I used it for something else for a friend. This is empty again, which is good. The books are up here. I have some that I'll keep. I have the Christmas ones. I have some that Matthew can raid for Teddy if he wants to. Ones that I'll keep that are, you know, sort of more like family ones. This is all the filing I have. I have 2 boxes here, 2 boxes over there. Does anyone else have one of these boxes? A box of cables. Now, to be fair, this is everything for my Blue Yeti mic. That's fairly obvious. Yes, labelled that one. That's the keyboard, Logitech. This is an extra dongle that was the generation 2, one ahead of my computer, so it never fitted, but I've held on to it on the hope that one day it will. This is, what's that? I do know what that is, I think. Put that one aside. I know, look, I have earbuds. I think they can go. I mean, really. I mean, I don't use them, do I? I have a little wireless, that's a mobile wireless, one in your pocket thing, that you just buy a SIM card for when you're travelling. I have an iPod and a charger. Shall I see? I'm going to take it out and see if it works, and if it doesn't, I'm getting rid of it. This is a charger for something. When I don't know what they're for, I hang on to them. Just for now. I'll try to find them. HDMI cables are something. A couple of extra plugs. They always come in handy. Meh. That would be meh, no idea. So anything that's no idea goes over there. Goes over here. That's pretty obviously HDMI cables. Never know when you're going to use those. More chargers. Oh, earphones I have not used in 1,000 years. They can go. And audio cables. Maybe I'll wait for those too. And the rest can go back in. But do I really need HDMI cables? I think the answer is no. Everything's wireless. And yes, the recycle box grows and the cable box shrinks a little, but it's mostly my my Blue Yeti. So there we go. This is the line waiting to leave. That's to recycle and leave. That's to be resold and leave. The mirror can go, maybe the painting, not certain. That's got to be repaired. Other things in there, well, all. But apart from that, these 2 boxes go. So that's 3 boxes of go. These are to be washed and then stored in one of those bags, I suspect, or the box, or in the box. Yes, the bags can fit in the box for now on. I will hold on to that because, look, it's just air and I have space for it. But yeah, I suspect I'll just pack them into that for now. Don't know. Why did I have it? I think I had it for my big winter duvet, but anyway, I will probably get rid of those actually. And yeah, look, it's better. Yes, I still have my ring light is here. I'm not taking that down. That's where it lives in here, and it goes in and out. The Christmas tree I have nowhere else to put. Remember, I don't have any storage. I don't have an attic. I don't have a basement. I don't have a storage cage. I don't have anything but the things that are in this house, in this apartment. So, yeah. And that's tidy again, and all of these drawers are tidy, and one drawer and one of the cabinets is empty, which I think's, yeah. So there we go, another day of moving things around and out and sorting and making, just running them through the process again, layer by layer things go, and I think this time's been pretty good. I still have to move them out of the house and out of my car and all of that stuff. That'll come, don't worry. The decision is made, because that's the thing about anything that you hold on to that you're not sure about. It's just a delayed decision, and it doesn't mean that you're always going to decide to get rid of it. That's the whole point, isn't it? It's the old classic procrastination thing, because it's hard to make the decision. So I have made a few decisions today and got rid of some things that can be better homed somewhere else, and some things that can be recycled, like the electronic stuff. And that's, you'd be amazed at how much, of the world's resources are tied up in those things, so it's a good thing to recycle them. Okay, that was a good day. That's the end of zone 3, and the next one is easier. The next one is just my living room and TV area. It's a few books, that's basically it. I'll have a quick sort through, but I did that quite earlier. Did I do it late last year? Anyway, there are a few that need to be rehomed. Some things that can go, that I've made decisions about since I last did it, but apart from that, not much. Then a quick visit through the bathroom and the laundry and my car, and make sure everything's out of that as well. So that's it. That'll be zone 4, because there's no zone 5 in a 4-week month like February. Well, that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed it, that you'll subscribe and come along for the journey. Downsizing, it's an ongoing layer by layer process, and I'm so relieved of the things that I can let go. It's a great feeling. Now I'll be back with my last zone, and I hope until then you stay safe and well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.